Everything you see around you was either invented or discovered by someone in some part of this world, and without these inventions and discoveries, our world would not have been the one we witness today. And while the mainstream media actively highlights only one side of the story, like nearly half of Indians living in India don't have access to toilets, they shy away from highlighting the flip side, which is the fact that Indians were the ones who invented toilets in the first place. Yes, you heard it right. Indians invented toilet 3,000 years before Christ. So, stay tuned till the end, to know more about other such prominent Indian inventions and discoveries. The first one on the list is the ancient Indian timekeeping incense clock. It was the earliest timekeeping device, used to measure minutes, hours, or days. Incense clocks were commonly used at homes and temples in dynastic times. The Chinese highly debate its origins, and credit themselves for its invention. But, when Sir Edward Schaefer found traditional Indian carvings on them, instead of ancient Chinese characters, the credit of its invention was given to India. The Chinese till this day proudly credit themselves as the sole inventor of incense clock, even though evidence prove it to be an Indian invention. The next one on the list are rulers and weighing scale. Both weighing scale and ruler originated in the Indus Valley civilization. The earliest evidence for the existence of weighing scale dates to 1800 BC, prior to which no banking was performed due to lack of scales. Rulers, on the other hand, were made from ivory, and calibrated with an accuracy of about 1/16 of an inch or less than 2 millimeters, and were marked out in decimal subdivisions. This leads us to the next invention, which is the decimal number system. The decimal number system has its roots in the Hindu number system, which was developed in the Indian subcontinent between the 1st and 6th centuries CE. And thus, this also leads to the practice of using the decimal mark, which also originated with the invention of the decimal number system. Talking about the number system, the invention of the number 0 is also credited to Indians. Indians were also the ones who invented negative numbers, and thus correspondingly, the invention of the law of signs, with regards to the multiplication of positive and negative numbers. Even here, the Chinese credit themselves for the invention of negative numbers, but there is no evidence whatsoever regarding the usage of negative numbers in Chinese texts. On the flip side, there is evidence that Indians actively used negative numbers, especially in the calculation of debt and interest. Indians also had proper laws regarding mathematical operations between negative and positive numbers, or between negative numbers themselves. Apart from these, Indians also own the credit of inventing trigonometric and quadratic equations. Moving on from mathematics to medicine, ancient India also boasts of Ayurveda, which in an internationalized form, can be thought of as a complementary and alternative medicine. Ayurveda has its origins in 1st millennium BCE, and having evolved for over thousands of years, is still practiced today. Not only medicine, Indians were also the first ones to perform complicated and delicate surgeries, prime example of which is the cataract surgery, which was first performed in India in 3rd century CE. Another pioneering advancement in medical science came when Indians invented plastic surgery, which was being carried out in India since 2000 BCE. The knowledge of herbs and mastery in medicine also led Indians to invent the modern-day shampoo. The first use of shampoo dates back to the 17th century AD. The first of its kind was made up of a variety of herbs and their extracts. Later, when the British arrived in India, they took its recipe to Europe, where it became an instant success. And that's how the world got its first shampoo. But, the cleansing of body is incomplete without cleansing your soul. So Indians also invented yoga, which has now become world famous, as a trendy fitness exercise for physical well-being. Moving on to space and astronomy, gravity was first identified by Aryabhata, as a force, to explain why objects do not fall when the Earth rotates. Brahmagupta described gravity as an attractive force. Aryabhata was also the first one to develop a geocentric solar system of gravitation, and an eccentric elliptical model of the planets, where the planets spin on their axes and follow elliptical orbits, and the moon revolving around the Earth in epicycles. He was also the first one to describe planets as a spherical body. The Hindu cosmological time cycles in 600 CE gave the first accurate length of the sidereal year, which was later found to be off by just 1.4 seconds from the modern sidereal year. Apart from these, Indians also gave the world rockets and missile technology, as the first iron-cased and metal cylinder rockets were developed by the ruler of Mysore in 17th century AD. He fired world's first missiles on the advancing British troops, but his eventual defeat led to the confiscation of his rockets, which later played an influential role in British rocket development, inspiring the Congreve rocket of the British. But one of the most recent and prominent discoveries remains the discovery of water on the moon. In 2009, the Moon Impact Probe on board Indian lunar spacecraft successfully found incontrovertible evidence of water on the moon. Coming back to Earth, Indians also hold the credit of discovering and mining diamonds, and other metals like zinc. India remained the world's only source of diamonds until the discovery of diamonds in Brazil in the 18th century. India also remained the only source of cotton, till it was discovered in other parts of the world, as cotton cultivation was invented by the people of the Indus Valley Civilization in 3000 BCE, who soon also realized that they needed something to hold their cotton clothes together, and so they invented buttons as well. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. We all know these lines very well, but it seems like Indians were among the first ones to know the underlying moral behind them. And thus Indians have invented many well-known games like chess, kabaddi, ludo, suits, and snakes and ladders. Some of them find their origins as early as 280 CE. Detailed documentation and careful preservation of these documents are the reason why we know about these ancient inventions and discoveries. And thus, to achieve this, Indians also invented the ink. Popularly known as India ink, the carbon pigment ink has been used in India since at least the 4th century BCE. Other prominent inventions and discoveries made by Indians include binary code, wireless communication, and fiber optics. Binary numbers were first described by Pingala in 200 BC. Pingala is the traditional name of the author of the Shandastra, the earliest known Sanskrit treatise on prosody. The first public demonstration of radio waves for communication was made by Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose in the 18th century, 2 years prior to Marconi's similar demonstration in England. Named as one of the 7 unsung heroes by Fortune magazine, Dr. Narinder Singh Kapani is widely recognized as the father of fiber optics for his pioneering work in fiber optics technology. The list does not end here. There are a lot more Indian inventions and discoveries which we could not cover in this video. The link to the full list is given in the description below. Feel free to share your views in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do check out our other videos as well. Links to a few are on your screen. Please subscribe and do not forget to hit the like button. See you in another video. Thanks for watching.